Today, Doug and I are going to talk to you about our online reading sessions. They're a little bit like our Pets as Therapy Read2Dog sessions in schools, but not quite. Sometimes we find we have to be extra specially jolly without being too scary, and we need to be a little slower to give space for any online hiccups. Not having the beautiful, pure physicality of your lovely dog as the best comfort blanket one could ever wish for might result in the child not being quite as relaxed as they would be if they could twiddle those sweet velvety ears while reading. So we just need to be a little bit more open to flexibility and improvisation. Don't we, Doug? Yes. Planning ahead. In advance, the child's teacher will give you the name of the book chosen for your session. The child and you will then each have your very own copy to read from on the day. And when you talk with the class teacher, see if you can seek out some useful information about the child beforehand. This will definitely help you support communication during the session. It might be that the child is awfully shy, or maybe they've lost someone special recently, or been really poorly. There are lots of reasons that may help you to be a little bit more encouraging if faced with a reluctant reader. Or it may be that something really lovely has happened, like a new baby in the household. You can then say how fabulous it would be if they read a story to their new baby. Or perhaps their grandparents are coming over. Suggest they share the story with them too. Say how you bet that everyone will love hearing their fabulous storytelling, even if it's their favourite teddy. Before you get ready though, read through the chosen book yourself, and this will ensure easy familiarisation and preparation of any possible prompts or shared reading, and maybe even give you an opportunity for added props if you're feeling really generous. Absolutely not necessary, but a certain added treat. Getting ready. Sorting out your setup. See if you can arrange a clear and tidy setup in a quiet corner of a separate room. Also, move any reading material or household items that might be inappropriate or distracting. See if you can make sure that there are no distracting noises too in the background, like the washing machine or your neighbour's leaf blower. And try to ensure that there'll be no household passers-by appearing on the screen. None of us really want to see someone's other half streak by in the background on the way to the shower. Oh yes, and change into your favourite Pets as Therapy t-shirt too. Story time. When it's time to read, try and be tip-top punctual to save your new friend from becoming anxious and difficult to engage in the session. And have the chosen book there, ready, at hand. Then when you're connected, ensure that your new friend is greeted warmly by name and say how excited your dog is to be meeting them too. Ask the child if they can hear you okay, and maybe check the volume, just in case. Ask them to check theirs too. Make it fun for the child to practice their big, strong voice so that your dog can hear them. Introduce the chosen story, naming the author and the illustrator, and perhaps say how your dog was really chuffed to bits that they chose this particular story, as it's one of his all-time favourites. Maybe say how your dog finds this particular story fun, exciting or interesting, and how he loves the illustrations too. So maybe you could do something like, "Hello, my name's Kate, and this is my little friend Doug." Oh, I think he's got his eyes closed already because he's thinking really hard and concentrating on what he's going to be doing. Today we're going to read you The Gruffalo, and it's by Julia Donaldson, and it's illustrated by Alex Scheffler. Doug's very excited to be reading this story with you today. You can see his super excited face now. Isn't it, Doug? You're desperate to hear all about this, even though it's a little bit scary, so we hope that you find it fun too. If the child is looking anxious or lacking in confidence, maybe suggest shared reading so as not to put a child on the spot. or make them feel cornered. And if the child is so quiet that they don't want to appear to read at all, ask them maybe if they can help the dog along in enjoying and understanding the story whilst you read. Ask the child, now, without being way too scary, can you show Doug your terrible teeth and your terrible claws? Shall we see if Doug can do this too? Just like the Gruffalo in the story. Dougie dog, can you show your terrible teeth and your terrible claws? Here are your terrible claws. Well, you're not going to show your teeth though, are you? He's not playing. He won't let us see his teeth. But here are Doug's terrible claws. And we wonder if you could show us yours too. And then in another bit, there's a frog in here. We could say, oh, the frog is hopping. Can you hop? I don't think Doug can hop, but maybe you can. Maybe you can show us how clever you are and show us how you can hop. And then say how fabulous that is. And if you're sharing the reading, you can maybe encourage the child to take on any easy, repetitive sections so that they appear on most pages, and then they can feel as if they're sharing and contributing too. The end. When the book is finished, share a little chat about the story and say how much your dog enjoyed it. You loved it, didn't you, Doug? Was that one of your best stories ever? It was beautifully read, wasn't it? And it was a really great choice. Perhaps engage the child with some of the animal noises from the story, or talk about something that happened that was really lovely that you can both go over again. You can thank the child for sharing such a fabulous story and reading so beautifully. And if they didn't read, thank them for sitting so nicely, entertaining your dog, paying attention, helping show your dog the pictures, whatever positivities that you can genuinely share. And if you find that really hard, because the child didn't really engage very well at all, remember that actually just the sequencing of language and forming a story with a beginning and a middle and an end, all of these pre-reading skills are really, really important, as well as the fact that you are introducing yourself and your dog as an adult in their lives, perhaps during a period where they're socially isolated or they're finding it really difficult to engage in emotional and social development. So even just appearing on screen with the child and sharing time positively with them, just for them, then that will be a really positive, lovely, lovely thing for the child to enjoy, and more appreciation of that and more value than possibly you'll ever know. Say goodbye and wish your child a lovely, lovely day. And if you think that you're going to be seeing them again for another session, maybe say how your dog is really looking forward to seeing them again.